The protein recommendation you were taught, the one printed on nutrition labels, repeated by most doctors, repeated in most gym advice, was calculated for one purpose: not to help you thrive.
The standard recommendation of 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight was set in 1985 using nitrogen-balanced studies. The most current meta-analysis systematic range from 1.6 kilograms per kilogram, roughly double.
A 2020 meta-analysis in the British Journal of Sports Medicine covering 49 randomized controlled trials and 1,800 participants found that protein intakes above measurably greater muscle mass and strength gains across all age groups. Here's the part that almost nobody is talking about. After the age of 40, a process called anabolic resistance begins. The muscle hypertrophy response to any given protein dose becomes less efficient. This means the protein requirement goes up as you get older, not down.
Ruth was 68. She had been eating what she described as a healthy amount of protein. Her dietitian had never raised the question of anabolic resistance. Let me show you the research on muscle loss after 60.
I see.
What happens at the plateau is not a training problem, it is a substrate problem. The muscle tissue cannot rebuild at the rate it is being broken down because the raw material is insufficient.
3 variables determine your actual protein requirement. 1, your body weight or lean mass. 2, your training volume, how much mechanical stress you are placing on muscle tissue. 3, your age. All 3 matter. Most recommendations account for none of them specifically. Here is the calculation. Take your body weight in kilograms, your weight in pounds divided by 2.2. Multiply by 1.6 for the minimum range, multiply by 2.0 for the optimal range if you are active. That is your daily protein target in grams. Write it down this week.
For a 75-kilogram person who trains regularly, the optimal daily protein range is 120 to 150 grams, not 60, not 80, 120 to 150.
Marcus trained 6 days a week. He tracked his macros. He was getting 130 grams of protein per day on an 85-kilogram body. He thought that was enough. The number he needed was closer to 170.
This is achievable from food. Greek yogurt, eggs, chicken, fish, legumes, cottage cheese. The issue is not the availability of protein sources. The issue is that most people significantly underestimate how much protein each meal needs to contain to hit the daily target.
Marcus spent 1 week tracking his actual intake carefully. He was averaging 118 grams. He needed 136 to 170. He had a Greek yogurt at breakfast and a second protein source at lunch. He hit the target within 2 weeks.
If you are over 60, this conversation is more urgent, not less. The condition called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, accelerates after 60. The research shows it can be significantly slowed with adequate pro-nutrient.
Ruth had been told to watch her protein because of her kidney function numbers. Elena showed her the current evidence on protein and kidney function in healthy older adults without pre-existing kidney disease. The blanket restriction, Elena said, is not supported by the current literature for most people.
Calculate your range this week, 1.6 to 2.0 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. Track your actual intake for 7 days. Most people find a gap of 30 to 50 grams between what they think they eat and what they actually eat. Subscribe to Vital Years. Next, what happens to your body in the 72 hours after you stop drinking, hour by hour, the science.
One more thing the research shows, protein timing matters as much as total amount. Spreading your intake or through produces for chibeth and the synthesis of the same total, the muscle total lead holding approximately 35 to 40 grams per sitting.
Practical target, aim for 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal, 3 to 4 meals per day. That gets you to 90 to 160 grams total without any single meal feeling extreme. Breakfast is largest, most standard breakfasts deliver under 15 grams.
The youngest and oldest participants in Elena's research showed the same pattern, chronically under-consuming protein relative to their requirements and chronically unaware of the gap. The gap does not feel like anything. That is what makes it easy to miss for years.
Calculate your range. Track your actual intake for 1 week. Find the gap. Close the gap with the foods you already eat, just more of the right ones at the right times. This is not a supplement conversation. This is a food conversation. The answer is already in most people's grocery stores.